What became of the Third Reich's only aircraft carrier during the Second World War? In 1935, the Kriegsmarine sent a commission to Japan to study the aircraft carrier Akagi, from which it obtained 100 or so plans. With these, and with no prior experience whatsoever, German engineers designed their first vessel of the type from scratch. Her keel was laid down at Kiel late in 1936, and on December 8, 1938, before Hitler and the senior leadership of the regime, the hull was launched under the name Graf Zeppelin. When war broke out, Graf Zeppelin was some 85% complete and awaiting an air group of around 40 aircraft, but she never received it. The first reason was institutional. As head of the Luftwaffe, Göring controlled the whole of German military aviation, naval aviation included. The aircraft of the Graf Zeppelin would have belonged to his own service, not to the Navy, and their delivery was put off time and again. In the end, every fighter adapted for her deck ended up fighting from shore-based airfields. The second reason was strategic. The U-boats were sinking Allied shipping from the very first day and at negligible cost, while the carrier devoured steel. And the final reason was the war itself. In 1940, after the Norwegian campaign, the carrier's 16 guns were removed and sent away as coastal artillery. As a result, the ship was left moored, reduced to little more than a floating storehouse. However, in May 1942, the successes of the Japanese and American carriers forced work to resume, though it did not last long. On December 31, 1942, the German surface fleet failed disastrously in a battle in the Barents Sea against an Allied convoy, and Hitler's response was not long in coming. He ordered his capital ships scrapped. Grand Admiral Erich Raeder was relieved of command, and his successor, Karl Dönitz, chose to stake everything on the U-boats. Even so, a long epilogue still awaited the ship. In April 1945, with the Red Army closing in, her own caretaker crew scuttled her at Stettin, from where the Soviets raised her the following year. They had one last duty in store for her, that of target ship. On August 16, 1947, she withstood 5 separate series of bombs and shells before torpedoes finally finished her off. From then on, she lay forgotten on the bed of the Baltic for almost 6 decades, until in July 2006, a Polish oil company located the wreck at a depth of more than 80 meters, over 260 feet. Graf Zeppelin was the only aircraft carrier Germany ever launched, and she never launched a single aircraft. Today, the only deck from which her squadrons take off is a virtual one. In World of Warships, the ship that history left half-finished at last sails, fights, and fulfills the mission for which she was conceived.